back to the episode. Today we're going to be talking about what we did before we got into real estate. Our lives before, our jobs before, our careers before. So I'll start off. I've been in real estate for 3 years. All right, love it. It's been changing my life ever since, and this is it for me. This is my career
For the better or the worse?
and worse.
A lot of worse.
Very worse. Married to this. I was at AT&T for about 9 or 10 years before I worked in corporate sales inside the stores. So I guess a lot of my experience comes from retail, customer service, sales, quotas, clients, talking to all sorts of people. Yeah, getting me ready for this next step that I took. And before that, man, I was at Blockbuster. Oh, you guys remember Blockbuster?
I do.
Nice. Blockbuster was
Good store. Friday nights.
Friday nights, and the line waiting for that certain movie to come back.
Or that Call of Duty to come out, or having carpets at 3 in the morning.
I remember those days.
Getting the
carpets,
getting the best movie,
Cleaning the carpet.
getting the best snacks.
really neat snacks.
One word, man.
Yeah, coming home smelling like popcorn. My first job was at Vista Markets. I was making sandwiches. Where the owls are. So I was making sandwiches, cold cut sandwiches like Subway. I still remember how I got that job. I think I was there for like 5 months.
5 in the morning.
5 in the morning.
Yeah, I remember you getting up early.
Making the dough, to get the dough.
Making the donuts.
So
Making the burritos.
I remember that. But yeah, that was kind of my story. This market, going to different sales jobs, gym memberships for ED Fitness.
That's right. Yeah, you did do that.
Or sales. Gym membership too.
Yeah.
You didn't even live here.
He got me a membership at EV Fitness.
He was that good.
He sold me so well, and I lived in San Marcos.
That Marcos
There was no ED Fitness over there.
Every month, I'm like, man, they got me again. $30. $30. Auto pay.
Wow. And what about you, Chris? What did you do?
So before this job, so I've been in real estate for 1 year.
1 year this week.
1 year this week.
That's right. Yes, that's right. Or last week, right? Last week.
Yeah.
It feels like
13,
like 10.
Feels like it was such a long,
Oh,
it's been good, a long, bumpy, a lot of learning, but it's been fun. It's been good to me. Before this job, I was in, so my title was an exercise physiologist.
exercise physiologist.
Yeah.
I also always get confused. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I did that. I worked in the clinic population, so I did cardiac rehab. So pretty much what that means is if you had a heart attack, if you had anything dealing with your heart, a procedure, surgery, you would come to me. I would work you out. I would do 3 months, 3 days out of the week for an hour each session. You work telemetry monitor, and I would give you exercise plans, talk about healthy eating habits.
Also, helping people.
Helping people. Yeah, so it's crazy because I would helping patients.
Yeah.
So this job, I'm helping clients. Sometimes I call my clients my patients, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
We still have that care factor.
Exactly.
Yeah, helping people. You were serving
I was a
people.
people person. Yeah, still a people person. And I loved it. I did that for 8 years.
8 years.
I did that right out of college, and that's what I went to school for. I loved it. I was just ready for change. My first job, I worked at Applebee's.
Oh, nice. One of my favorite places.
I was
I wonder why.
but Dad's always there.
I'm there every week, for sure. Still there.
I was the bus boy. I worked at the one on Airway. Lots of traffic there. It was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah.
And my all-time favorite job was I worked at the car wash there on Trey.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember that.
That was a fun job. I got to see all the cool cars, all the cool trucks.
Yeah.
Drive them in through the little car wash section, give them a little rinse. So it was fun.
That's cool.
All the people that you met, the conversation, they come from,
Exactly.
experience. Man. What about you, Dan?
Oh my goodness. So right before real estate, so I've been in real estate since 2009, where people were saying, I mean, you're crazy to get in this business because it was during the Great Recession. We were in a huge recession in 2008 and recovering in 2009 through 2012. So the market was really, really bad back then. And I decided to do real estate. And then the broker that I spoke with said, you could probably do it, but it's going to be tough because it's a tough market.
Right.
So I said, okay, challenge accepted. I was going to do that or something else, and I decided to get into real estate.
Jumped in, huh?
I just jumped in. Figured people are still going to buy homes. Back then, we were selling 200 homes a month. 200, 300, as compared to 700. Yeah. Yeah. And today's still kind of a slow market, but good markets in El Paso, we're over 1,000 homes a month. But we're doing 200, and we only had 1,200 agents. So people are saying, you're kind of crazy to do it, but if that's what you want to do, I'll help you along the way. And it was tough. It was short sales, foreclosures. One sale took 2 years to close.
Man, all the
All the paperwork, all the red tape, on your short sales, REOs, reload. It was tough. We managed. People were still buying a house. People were still getting married, buying a house. People were getting divorced, buying a house. People were relocating. The people that needed to buy a house, they were buying houses or selling houses that needed to. Those were kind of thinking about it. We didn't have it. It wasn't easy. But before real estate, I worked for a company by the name of Radio Shack. I love that. It was I did that for 19 years. 19 years. I worked at all the stores here in El Paso. I believe we had 18 or 21 stores. I can't remember back. I left that in 2008, and so I managed a lot of those stores. I actually became the district sales manager here in El Paso, New Mexico area. And it was a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah. I remember when you worked there, we had the coolest toys, all the electronics. Just hanging out at the store. It was like at the candy store.
So funny thing, the reason I worked at Radio Shack is because I worked at a really nice bank. I wore the whole suit. I wanted to be a banker. I took courses to become a professional banker, where I was in customer service. I was in the vault. I was opening new checking accounts.
Nice.
And I wanted to really grow and become an officer. In the bank, I worked for Wells Fargo, the tall building downtown. And did that for about 5 years. Then I would work part-time because I had just gotten married, bought a house in 1988. I know goes back. I got one even born yet. So a good friend of mine was working there at the downtown store in the Radio Shack downtown. He said, "Hey, come on over." I go, "Well, I work till 5." He goes, "Actually, I will work till 4." He goes, "Come from 4 to 7, 4:30 to 7." And they work weekends. I go, "Hey, look, cool, you supplement my income, make some extra income," because it was, times we were just married. I was married 1 year. We had, it wasn't work. It was fun. It was fun, and it was commission based. So it's like if I made a sale, great. If I didn't, I still had my primary job. Right? So I wasn't under a lot of pressure. But I was actually making more money there than I was at my full-time job because I was commission based. Yeah. So that was the first introduction into sales, right? Yeah, commission and earning your own paycheck.
Right.
And I love that idea because I've always been, I thought of myself as a hard worker, someone that's going to go above and beyond. And yeah, so I was making, I was only 20 some years old and making really good money.
Yeah.
So I went full time. I loved it. And 18 years later, I was done. I was done because I was 6 days a week. It was retail. You all remember I was during the holidays. I had to work 7 days, 10-hour, 12-hour days. And then I was done in January. I was sick all the time because I was so much excitement during the holidays and quotas and all these numbers that I had to hit.
online shopping.
Oh yeah. It was when we had Black Friday. We had involved. We used to have huge lines and there was huge competition between us and the Hawaii stores, the Denver stores, the California stores. And we were in competition at Little El Paso. And we were huge players.
Strong, yeah.
So I loved it. It was just a lot of fun.
I feel like Black Friday's not as exciting.
No,
because you go online.
Everything online. Yeah.
Go and enjoy the ambience. Get that 75% off TV.
So back in, I remember Thanksgiving, you buy the newspaper, and you would look at the newspaper was about this big, it was round when it was rolled up, right? And all the Friday specials were like, y'all don't remember that?
It's a newspaper.
What's an answer machine? What's called ID? Oh yeah, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I did that for a while. Before real estate. Before that, I was in banking, like I said earlier. I worked for Chase Bank, Wells Fargo Bank, and then before that, I was a collector. I used to go collect for a financials company.
Okay.
So those signature loans.
You were the bad guy, huh?
It was the worst job in the world. I had to go. People just couldn't make the payments. I had to go collect. It was one of the worst jobs ever. So I did that maybe for about a year. But I had several jobs. I worked in warehouses.
What was your first job?
My first job was the best one. No, I was in third grade. I got paid $10. I got paid $10 a week.
More laws.
Yeah. I was
Great.
what you call a vago. I would work at a gas station. I would pump gas. Gas at golf gas station on Montana and House right there by Chelsea in that area. So I would pump gas, and then if the car needed oil changes, I would get them onto the ramp. The car would get on the ramp, and I would lift the little hydraulic thing to go up and down. Yeah, it was awesome. It was one of my favorite jobs. That was my first job.
How old are you?
I was like 9 years old.
Yeah.
I was nice. $10 cash. I know, don't go off their golf gas stations. Go and child labor. I did that. It's fun.
That's fun money. Hopefully.
Yeah. Then I did newspaper routes. Did some of those. I had a bike. I actually bought my bike with the money I made in my first couple of paper routes. Throw paper at 5 in the morning. Just warehouse. I worked in the warehouse. As a high schooler, I had a car. I actually bought a car off my dad. I didn't have a job though, so I needed money for gas. So I had a friend of mine invited me to go pick onions.
I was crying. Yeah, I was crying more than
usual.
Yeah. So I think we would drive all the way to Teresa. It was West Side. They would pick us up at 2 in the morning. We would start at 4. We were done like by 8. And it was $20. $20. Yeah. Yeah. 2 in the morning to pick us up. We drive over there. We start at 4, and then we had to turn in all the burlap sacks, and we got paid $20 for burlap. So the goal was to make $100. I thought it was easy. Oh, it's easy, but I thought it was just throwing them in the bag and then turning them in. No, you had to pick them. Oh, we had to pick them. The first couple of times we didn't have our gloves and stuff. It was bad. Our clothes smelled like onion all day. Our skins, onions.
I've worked someone to do it. Yeah.
Well, I did it like twice. So yeah, I worked at White's Auto Center. That was one of my favorite jobs. I was doing auto parts, selling auto parts and stuff. I love that job. But yeah, fun jobs. I got into real estate in 2009. One regret I have is I wish I would have started real estate so much sooner. Because of all the lifestyle that it provides and the service that we are able to give, because people think buying a house is super easy. selling houses is crazy, and that's a lot of you all have found out. It's challenging. It's science. It's an art. You have to really know how to take care of your customers because people only buy a home maybe once or twice in their life. Now we do it all day long, but the roller coaster ride that it takes to get from interested to closing. But yeah, that's what kind of shaped me at Radio Shack. I used to sell a lot of phones right back when cell phones were really barely coming into play back in the early 90s. And our goal was to sell cell phones. And we became one of the top contenders here in El Paso. We would compete with Verizon, back then. Sprint, AT&T was new into the business. There was no AT&T cell phones. Now they're as far as retailers. But Radio Shack back then with the Motorola's and the nice flip phones, they were selling for, I remember it was $100 for 10 minutes.
I remember after a certain hour, you had unlimited.
The incoming call was free, but the outgoing calls were, you had a minute. Now you're going to get charged additional fees. No call ID, no voicemail, no call forward. It's crazy. No camera. I was totally crazy. Like, why would they throw a camera inside? And now it's an amazing invention.
I remember having to record a ringtone. You would go
Oh,
to
yeah.
the radio and you would make sure everybody had to be quiet. Get that one part, and then okay, that's good. So that's when my dad would call, or this is when mom called.
Yeah.
Different ringtone for everybody.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. And when I got into real estate, I would say, so do you want to go ahead and take a look at that phone? You want to take a look at that home?
Yeah.
I was so I guess the habit of my presentation was phone. It was home now. It's on homes, not phones. That was a hard transition.
Yeah. They sound the same.
No, maybe they didn't catch it.
They didn't even catch it.
But yeah, that would have gone in a little earlier.
We're here now.
We're here now. Yeah, with you guys on a daily basis. It's so much sweeter.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching the episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And see you on the next one.
Catch you on the next one.